Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EasyTalk English. I'm Linda, and I'm really glad you're here with us today. This episode feels a little different because we're talking about a very special moment in the year. Not a loud moment, not a busy one, but a quiet one. It's New Year's Eve, that time when everything seems to slow down just a little.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. And yes, Linda, I can already feel that atmosphere. New Year's Eve has a very unique feeling. It's calm, reflective, and personal. Even if the world outside is noisy, inside, many people feel quiet and thoughtful.
Exactly. When I think about New Year's Eve, I don't think first about fireworks or parties. I think about that 1 minute at 11:59, that moment right before the year ends. Everything outside feels loud, music, voices, countdowns, but inside your head, it can feel very quiet.
Noise outside, quiet inside. That's such a perfect way to describe it. At 11:59, people might be laughing, shouting, or celebrating around you, but your thoughts suddenly become very clear. You start to notice memories, feelings, and small moments from the year.
Yes, and that's why New Year's Eve is not just about parties and fireworks. It's really about feelings. It's about that pause between 2 years, when you stop for a second and look back before moving forward.
And that pause is very human. No two people experience New Year's Eve in the same way. Some people feel happy, some feel tired, some feel emotional, some feel calm, and all of those feelings are completely okay.
That's what we want to focus on today. Not a perfect New Year's Eve, not an Instagram perfect night, just real life, real moments, real feelings.
In this episode, we'll talk about how people really experience New Year's Eve. Quiet nights, loud nights, staying home, going out, or even being alone. And most importantly, how to talk about all of that in simple, real English.
We'll use easy vocabulary, short sentences, and real-life examples. You don't need advanced grammar. You don't need perfect English. You just need words that feel honest.
Because at EasyTalk English, we believe learning English should feel like real life. Comfortable, friendly, like talking with a good friend about what's actually happening in your heart.
So today, we invite you to slow down with us. Take a breath, let go of pressure, and stay with us until the end of this episode.
Because this conversation might remind you of your own New Year's Eve, that quiet moment at 11:59, the noise outside, the quiet inside.
All right, friends, let's begin and talk about New Year's Eve not as a celebration we have to perform, but as a moment we all feel. Now that we're here together in this quiet space, let's talk about what New Year's Eve really feels like. Not what it looks like on TV or social media, but how it feels inside. For many people, New Year's Eve is emotional. It's not just one feeling, it's often many feelings at the same time.
I agree. When people ask me, how does New Year's Eve feel for you? I usually pause before answering, because the truth is, it feels different every year. Sometimes I feel happy, but also tired. Happy that the year is ending, but tired from everything that happened.
Yes, that feeling of being happy but tired is very common. You might smile, but inside you feel a little heavy. You think, I made it through the year, but you also feel ready to rest, and that's completely normal.
Exactly. Other years, New Year's Eve feels calm for me, very calm. The day is slow, the night is quiet, and I don't feel the need to celebrate loudly. I just want peace.
I love that word, peaceful. Sometimes New Year's Eve feels peaceful, like everything is finally quiet. No more rushing, no more planning, just sitting with your thoughts for a moment.
But we should also say something important. For some people, New Year's Eve feels sad, and that's okay too. Not everyone had a good year. Some people lost something or someone. Some people feel lonely when they see others celebrating.
Yes, and sadness on New Year's Eve doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you're human. You're reflecting. You're feeling what the year really gave you.
Sometimes the feeling is not even clear. It's not happy, it's not sad, it's more like empty. Just a quiet inside, no strong emotions, just a soft, neutral feeling.
That's such an honest feeling. Feeling empty doesn't mean something is missing. Sometimes it just means you're tired, or you're letting go. You're between two chapters.
And the most important thing is this: there is no right or wrong feeling on New Year's Eve. You don't have to feel excited. You don't have to feel grateful. You don't have to feel hopeful.
Yes, you're allowed to feel exactly how you feel, and often people feel more than one thing at the same time. You can feel happy and sad, calm and tired, peaceful and emotional.
That mix of feelings is actually very common and is very easy to talk about in English. You can say simple sentences like, New Year's Eve feels calm for me, or New Year's Eve feels quiet and emotional.
Or you can talk about that special moment before midnight. You can say, at 11:59 I feel calm, or at 11:59 I feel thoughtful, or even at 11:59 I feel a little sad but peaceful.
Those sentences are simple, but they sound very natural. And you hear them a lot in real life. At work, someone might ask, how did New Year's Eve feel for you? Or in a chat, a friend might say, I felt very calm at 11:59.
That's why this topic is so useful. It's small talk, but it's meaningful small talk. It helps people connect because everyone understands these feelings.
So if you're listening right now, you can pause for a second and ask yourself, how does New Year's Eve feel for me? You don't need a long answer. 1 or 2 words are enough.
Happy, tired, calm, sad, empty, peaceful. Any answer is okay. And when you can say that in English, you're not just practicing language, you're sharing your real life.
And that's exactly what we want here. Real English for real moments. Now that we've talked about feelings, let's talk about choices. Because New Year's Eve is not only about how you feel, but also about how you spend it. And this is something many people think too much about. They ask themselves, am I doing New Year's Eve the right way?
Yes, that pressure is very real. A lot of people think New Year's Eve has to be loud. Big party, many people, music, fireworks, photos. And if you don't do that, you feel like you're missing something.
But the truth is, there is no single right way to spend New Year's Eve. Some people love going out. They enjoy crowds, noise, and energy. For them, that feels exciting and alive.
That's true. I have friends who really enjoy big parties. They like dressing up, dancing, meeting people, and counting down together in a loud place. And for them, that feels perfect.
But there are also many people who prefer something quiet, staying home, wearing comfortable clothes, maybe watching a movie or listening to music. And that doesn't mean boring at all.
Exactly. Quiet does not mean boring. Quiet can mean comfortable. Quiet can mean safe. Quiet can mean being yourself without pressure. For me, most years, I usually stay home on New Year's Eve. I don't like big parties. They make me feel tired very quickly. I prefer something simple and calm.
I'm very similar. I don't really enjoy big crowds, especially at night. I usually stay home too, or I spend time with just 1 or 2 close people. That feels much better for me.
And that's something very important to say in English. You can simply say, I usually stay home, or I don't like big parties, or I prefer something simple.
Those sentences are very natural. People use them all the time. And you don't need to explain too much. You don't need a long reason.
Some people also choose to be alone on New Year's Eve, and that can sound strange to others, but it can be a very healthy choice.
Yes, being alone doesn't always mean being lonely. Sometimes it means you want space. You want time to think, to rest, or to reflect on the year.
I've had New Year's Eves where I was completely alone, and honestly, they were very meaningful. I cooked something simple, turned off my phone, and just enjoyed the quiet.
I've had moments like that too. Sitting by myself at 11:59, no noise, no talking, just breathing and thinking. It felt very personal.
On the other hand, some people like being with close people. Not a big group, just family or a few friends. eating together, talking slowly, maybe laughing a little.
Yes, that middle ground is very common. Not alone, not a big party, just close people you trust. You can say things like, I spend New Year's Eve with my family, or I stay with close friends.
And again, those are very simple sentences, but they describe real life very clearly.
The most important message here is this. New Year's Eve should feel right, not look right. It doesn't need to look exciting to other people.
Exactly. Social media shows us one picture, loud parties, happy faces, perfect moments, but real life is much wider than that.
If staying home feels right for you, that's enough. If going out feels right, that's also fine. The choice is personal.
And when you talk about it in English, you don't need big words. Just be honest. I prefer something quiet. I like being at home. I don't enjoy loud parties.
Those sentences are clear, natural, and confident. They show that you know what works for you.
So if you're listening right now, ask yourself one simple question. How do I like to spend New Year's Eve?
And remember, whatever your answer is, it's okay. New Year's Eve is not a performance. It's a moment.
A moment that should feel comfortable, honest, and true to you.
And that's exactly the kind of English we want you to practice. English that fits your real life. Now that we've talked about how we spend New Year's Eve, I think this is the moment when many people naturally start looking back at the year, not in a big, dramatic way, but in a very quiet and honest way. So, Linda, let me ask you something simple but important. What was hard for you this year?
That's a good question, Alex. When I think about it, this year was hard in a quiet way. Not one big problem, but many small things. I felt busy almost all the time, and sometimes I felt very tired, both in my body and in my head.
I really understand that. For me, this year was also hard emotionally. There were days when everything felt heavy, even if nothing bad was happening. I was busy, but at the same time, I felt like I was carrying a lot inside.
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to describe it. Busy on the outside, but also busy on the inside. And sometimes when you're busy for a long time, you don't even notice how tired you are.
That's so true. And this is why it's okay to say something very simple like, this year was hard. You don't need to explain everything. Just that sentence already tells a real story.
Absolutely. You can also say, this year was hard, but it taught me something. That but is very powerful.
Yes. For example, I can say, this year was hard, but it helped me understand myself better. I don't need details. One feeling is enough.
For me, I would say, this year was hard, but it showed me that I'm stronger than I thought. Saying that out loud feels very honest.
And that honesty is important. Because when we look back, it's not about judging the year. It's just about seeing it clearly.
Exactly. And after we talk about what was hard, there's another gentle question we can ask ourselves. What are you proud of this year?
I love that question. And again, it doesn't need to be something big. For me, I'm proud that I didn't give up on myself, even on days when I felt tired or confused.
That's a really meaningful thing to be proud of. For me, I'm proud that I kept going even when things felt slow. I didn't rush, but I didn't stop either.
That's such a good example. You can say, I'm proud that I kept going. Simple words, but a very real feeling.
Yes, and I think many people don't realize this, but being proud doesn't mean you had a perfect year. It just means you see your effort.
Exactly. For example, I can also say, I'm proud that I took care of myself more this year. It's not something people see, but it matters.
And that's why this kind of English is so useful. You're not talking about success or results, you're talking about your real life.
If you're listening right now, you can try this too. Just think of one sentence. I'm proud that and finish it in your own way.
And if it feels hard to find something, that's okay. Sometimes pride is very quiet. It can be something like, I'm proud that I survived this year.
Yes, that sentence is more than enough, because some years are not about winning, they're about staying.
When I look back now, I would describe this year as meaningful. Not easy, not light, but meaningful.
I feel the same. Emotional, sometimes hard, but very real. And that word real is important to me.
Me too. A real year has ups and downs. And when you talk about it in English, you don't need big stories. One word can say a lot.
So you can say things like, this year was busy, this year was hard, this year was meaningful. All of these are correct, and all of them are enough.
And you can also connect them. This year was hard but meaningful. Or, I was tired but proud.
Those sentences sound very natural, and people use them all the time in real conversations, especially at the end of the year.
Yes, at work, with friends, even with strangers. Someone might ask, "How was your year?" And you can answer simply.
You don't need to perform. You don't need to impress. Just choose one feeling and speak honestly.
Because when you do that, English becomes a way to understand your life, not just a language you study.
So as we stand at the end of the year, maybe at that quiet moment before midnight, remember this. One hard thing, one proud moment. That's already a full reflection.
And that reflection, even in simple English, is more than enough.
Now we're getting closer to the heart of New Year's Eve, that 1 minute people don't talk about enough, the pause at 11:59. For me, this is the most emotional moment of the whole night.
I agree completely. It's strange, isn't it? The countdown is loud. People are talking, laughing, checking their phones, but inside, something very quiet starts to happen.
Yes, outside there's noise, music, voices, maybe fireworks in the distance, but inside your head, everything slows down. It's like the world gets quieter just for you.
And suddenly, you realize where you are. You think, okay, this year is almost over. Not in a dramatic way, just very simply.
At that moment, I don't feel excited. I don't feel sad either. I just feel present, like I'm standing right in the middle of 2 years.
That's a perfect way to say it. In between. Not the old year anymore, but not the new year yet. Just a small space where nothing is expected of you.
Exactly, and I love that nothing is expected. You don't need to decide anything, you don't need a goal, you don't need a plan. You're just there.
For me, at 11:59, I usually stop talking. Even if I'm with people, I become quiet. I listen to the countdown, but I'm also listening to myself.
Same here. My thoughts get very simple. I don't think about the whole year. I don't think about the future. I just think, I made it here.
That thought is powerful. I made it here. It doesn't mean the year was perfect. It just means you're still standing.
Sometimes I feel calm at that moment. Sometimes I feel a little empty. And sometimes I feel both at the same time.
And that's okay. At 11:59, there's no right feeling. Some people feel happy. Some feel tired. Some feel nothing at all.
I think many people feel pressure to feel excited, like they should feel something big. But honestly, that quiet feeling is very real.
Yes, at that moment, I don't feel excited. I feel honest. Honest with myself about how the year really was.
I also notice how everyone shares this moment together, even if they don't know each other. For 1 minute, we're all counting the same seconds.
That shared moment is special. Different lives, different stories, but the same countdown.
And when the numbers get smaller, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your heart beats a little faster without you trying.
Yes, even if you say you don't care, your body still feels it. It's automatic.
Then midnight arrives. People cheer, hug, say Happy New Year, and right after that, there's another tiny pause.
I love that second. The old year is gone, the new year has started, and for 1 second, everything feels open.
At that moment, I don't make wishes. I don't promise anything. I just breathe.
Me too. I don't say, this year will be better. I just think, this is a new page.
A clean page, not pressure. That's important.
Very important, because that pause is not about changing your life. It's about accepting it.
And that's why this moment feels so personal. No one can feel it for you.
If you're listening right now, you can imagine your own 11:59. Where are you? Who are you with? Or are you alone?
And how do you feel? Calm, tired, peaceful, empty? All of those feelings belong here.
You can even practice English with this moment. You can say, at that moment, I just breathe. Or, at 11:59, I feel calm.
Or, I don't feel excited. I feel quiet. These are very simple sentences, but they describe something deep.
That's the beauty of real English. Simple words, real feelings.
New Year's Eve is not about the party, it's about that pause.
That pause reminds us we're human. We feel, we pause, we continue.
And after that moment passes, the year moves on, but that feeling stays with you.
Yes, long after the noise is gone, you still remember how that minute felt inside.
That's why this moment is the core of New Year's Eve, quiet, shared, and deeply personal.
And if you felt seen just now, that means you're not alone. Many people feel the same way.
Exactly. And that's what we wanted to share with you in this part. After that quiet moment at 11:59, I always feel like something gently shifts inside me. Not a big change, not a promise, just a question. What do I want to carry into the new year? And what do I want to let go of?
I feel that too. It's not about goals or plans. It's more like choosing what feels light enough to walk forward with.
Exactly. For me, the first thing I want to carry is the lessons from the year. Not the mistakes themselves, but what they taught me.
That's an important difference. A lesson is something you keep even after the hard moment is over.
Yes. For example, I learned that slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. That lesson stays with me, and I want to carry it into the new year.
I like that. One lesson I want to carry is learning to listen to myself more. Not every voice around me, just my own.
That takes courage, and that connects to another thing I want to carry, confidence. Not loud confidence, not showing off, just quiet confidence.
The kind of confidence that says, I don't have to prove anything.
Exactly. Confidence that comes from surviving hard days, not from being perfect.
For me, confidence is trusting that I can handle things, even when I don't know all the answers yet.
That's beautiful. And I also want to carry kindness, especially kindness toward myself.
That one is big. We're often kind to others, but very hard on ourselves.
So true. Carrying kindness means speaking gently to yourself when things don't go as planned.
And letting yourself rest without guilt.
Which brings us to the other side of the question. What do we want to let go?
For me, the first thing is pressure. The pressure to always do more, be better, move faster.
Yes, that constant feeling of, I should be doing something right now.
I want to let go of that. The new year doesn't need me to rush.
I also want to let go of comparison, comparing my life to other people's lives.
That's a heavy one. Comparison makes even good days feel small.
Exactly. When I compare, I forget my own journey. I forget that everyone moves at a different pace.
Letting go of comparison feels like giving yourself permission to be where you are.
Another thing I'm trying to let go of is guilt. Feeling guilty for resting, for saying no, for choosing myself.
That guilt can be so quiet but so powerful.
Yes, and I don't want to carry it anymore. Rest is not something to feel guilty about.
So if we put it all together, we carry lessons, confidence, and kindness, and we let go of pressure, comparison, and guilt.
And that's already enough. The new year doesn't need a new you. It needs a lighter you. A version of you that's not holding so many heavy things.
If you're listening right now,
You can try this simple sentence in English. This year, I want to carry, or this year, I want to let go of.
You don't need to explain everything. One word is enough.
Because sometimes healing starts with choosing what not to carry anymore.
And that choice can make the new year feel softer, calmer, and more human.
Just like it should be.
Before we slowly say goodbye, we really want to hear from you. Not perfect answers, not long stories, just something real. So here's a gentle question for you. How do you usually spend New Year's Eve?
Is it quiet or loud for you? Do you stay home or do you go out? There's no right answer here. Every way is okay.
You can answer very simply. You can say, I stay home, or I go out with friends, or even, it depends on the year. Short sentences are more than enough.
Yes, and if English feels hard, don't worry. Real English doesn't need to be long or perfect. It just needs to be honest.
Maybe your New Year's Eve is very quiet. You make some food, you wear something comfortable, and you wait for midnight without rushing.
Or maybe it's loud. Music, people, laughter, noise everywhere. Both are real, both belong.
And if you want, you can add one more small detail. You can say how it makes you feel. Calm, tired, happy, peaceful, even confused.
All feelings are welcome here. That's what EasyTalk English is about. Real life, real feelings, real English.
So take a moment after this episode. Leave a short comment. Just one sentence is perfect. We read your comments, and they really mean a lot to us.
And if this episode made you feel calm, seen, or understood, you can gently support us by liking the video. It helps the channel more than you think.
You can also share this episode with someone who likes quiet conversations and simple English. Learning together always feels warmer.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to EasyTalk English if you want more calm, real conversations like this.
As we close this episode, we just want to remind you of one thing. Real English comes from real life, not textbooks, not perfect sentences.
It comes from moments like this, from pauses, feelings, and simple words that mean something to you.
Thank you for slowing down with us today.
Thank you for sharing this moment with us, wherever you are.
We wish you a New Year's Eve that feels right for you.
And we'll see you in the next EasyTalk English episode. Bye!